Hello guys, it's Glurmit here, and in today's video we're talking all about Bo-Katan and her team, and specifically the modding. Now guys, I have just unlocked Bo-Katan. I did her live on stream the other day, and the first thing I did was I made sure that I had good mods prepared. Now I know that obviously she's been out for a while, but there'll be some of you who maybe are in a similar position to me where you're also just unlocking her now, or maybe you unlocked her recently but you just haven't really got around to the modding or the team compositions. So guys, the most common team you're going to be using is going to be Bo-Katan, obviously in the lead, always in the lead, with Beskar Mando, Kaz Vizsla, IG-12 and Bo-Katan Kryze. Now there's a few reasons why Bo-Katan Kryze is in this team, and that's partly because of her unique. Whenever you're going to be attacking out of turn, you're going to be recovering health and protection. It's also because of the max protection increase that Mandalorian allies gain as well. Her basic is inflicting vulnerable, which is really nice. And then you also have the dispel and daze as well. You can substitute her for Sabine, who I don't have geared up, and ignore the mods guys because these are all placeholders. I will still be talking about her, don't worry. And the last option is Armorer. Okay, now each of them have benefits and drawbacks, and we'll be talking about each one throughout the video here. But in terms of the general team, guys, Bo is unmodded for me. Don't worry, I've got the mod set ready. I'm just waiting for her to go to gear 12 so I can actually apply it to her. So in terms of Bo's mods, I've actually got them over here on Bodhi Rook. So guys, you are going to be wanting to actually put some offense on her. So you're going to want to go with an offense triangle, an offense cross, speed on the arrow. If you have a very, very fast arrow with offense, I would recommend you actually run that instead of a speed primary, but I wouldn't sacrifice like 10 to 15 speed because Bo's already slow enough as it is. So I would recommend you use a speed arrow, but if you have like a 25 plus speed secondary with offense primary, I would be using that instead. You're going to be wanting to run a health primary on the circle, and then obviously the square and the diamond you can't really affect it. Basically you're going for as much offense as possible on her. And in terms of the speed you're going to be wanting to aim for, I would say aim for a minimum of around about 260 to 270 speed on Bo here, because she is a relatively slow character. Obviously with her Grand Arena Omicrons she's going to be a little bit faster, but she, yeah, like I said, she's a slow character. So you can see that if we go down here in Grand Arena, we're going to gain 30 speed as well there. So you can see like right now she's what is this, 115 base speed, and I think she'll go up to around about 130, 140. So you're looking at about a plus 100, plus 120 mod set for Bo if you can afford it. If you can, 100% worth it. If you have to lower the speed to like 250, it's not the end of the world, but really do aim for that little bit quicker mods on Bo. Now in terms of Beskar Mandalorian, you can see I'm actually slicing his mods up now. So he is a big damage dealer in a Bo team, guys, and he's basically in every squad. Now you can also use him in freeze with Bo, and then you substitute out Paz. Some people prefer to do that. Some people prefer to run Bo, Paz and IG, and then save Mando for say Fennec or someone else as well. So it's completely up to you what you want to do there. In terms of the best mods, guys, you are going to be wanting to run a offense set again with a health set, and this one you want to be going for as much offense as possible. If you can get a little bit of potency, like I wouldn't go out of your way to put it on, but if you can get a tiny little bit of potency, it's not bad. The reason for this is just because his basic inflicts debuffs, and if they're debuffed, I mean they're probably going to be debuffed anyway from the rest of the team, but it's just nice to have in general. If they're debuffed, he's doing damage again, and he will deal a lot of damage in a Bo team. So again, you're going to want to go for offense primaries on the square and the triangle. This time, if you have an offense primary with at least 20 speed, I don't have any left. I would say use it on Bam. I don't think speed's as important on him, because he's taking the bonus stance, and obviously you can choose whether you're going to use the cleanse or not. It's completely up to you. I know obviously everything else is just pretty standard. So that's how you mod Bam. Then we have Paz, and guys, just bear in mind all of these mods won't be 6-star. These are ones I'm slicing up myself as we go along. So for Paz Vizsla, he's unique. He's going to be gaining max health for each Mandalorian ally. And then he's also going to be gaining some defense as well. So you want to make sure you're modding him for high health. You can go for a health arrow. Honestly, with the arrows, for a lot of these teams and a lot of teams in general, you can just substitute them for speed secondaries instead of primaries. But for the most part, you're going to want them to be at least 25 plus speed when you're doing that. And obviously not everyone has these available. So I'm going to be running a speed arrow on him, but you can obviously change it up. This is the only mod personally I'm not going to be running on him. This one's going to get changed. All the rest will eventually get sliced up. But you're going to want to go for health primaries with, I mean, secondary stats that are good. Flat health is actually okay on him because more health means more health, right? Protection is nice. Defense is nice. If you get a nice defense percent, for example, this one's quite nice on the square. You have health, protection, all of those bonuses there. So yeah, you're going to want to mod him for much health as possible. Now, in terms of Paz's speeds, guys, you're going to be wanting to aim for around about 247. This is the average for Kai, but I would actually say this is a little bit high. I would say aim for around about 230 at a minimum. It's really the health and protection you want to be getting good on him. But honestly, that's not too difficult to do, guys. So that's how you want to mod Paz. Then we have... also, guys, I just want to quickly jump in and say one more thing about Paz. You can substitute a health set for a defense set as well and have good success. That one's completely up to you. Then we have IG-12 and Grogu. Now, IG-12 and Grogu, you can see no, yes, no, because you're muted. I didn't want to listen to that when I'm making a video. You need them to be relatively fast. Now, unfortunately, they are just a little bit slow in general. This is, if you're going to make someone fast in this team, this is honestly who I would recommend you make fast for the most part. As you can see, I'm at 99 mod set. 270 speed. This is without any 6 dots, so this would be 278 with 6 dot mods. I would say really at the minimum, and we're talking real bare minimums here, guys, you are going to be wanting to aim for around about 280. Like, I'm not even going to meet my minimum thresholds. That's why I've got low. Most of these are green mods, so I've got more opportunities to slice. So yeah, you're going to be wanting to aim for 280 speed. Now, if you can get IG to 300, 310, 320, 330, these are the god tier mods, you're going to be having a really fun time. You want IG to be very quick. That's because you have lots of ability blocks. You have lots of cleanses. You have lots of heals. You have stuns, everything else, calling assists. And really, you just want IG to be going as much as possible. Now, in terms of the mod sets you're going to be running, you have really 3 options that I'm going to recommend here, guys. The first is going to be what I'm using, a speed and a health set. You can see these, they're low enough that they're worth slicing up for me personally, but yeah, you're gonna want to run a speed and health set. Again, you're aiming for 280 speed minimum. Obviously much higher would be very nice. The second option you have, guys, is you're going to be running a speed and potency set. I wouldn't recommend this as much, but it is nice because those ability blocks can be really, really nice. And the third option, guys, is you actually just run triple health sets. And you can only do this if you have god tier health mods, because IG is like Paz, where they gain a bunch of health. As you can see, IG and Grogu gain 20% max health for each Lightsaber Mandalorian. You also have health recovery for everyone based on his health. So it is nice to give IG a lot of health. if possible, but I would honestly recommend just go with the speed and health because it's easier to hit those benchmarks. You want IG and 12 to be very, very fast. Now guys, the final character in the team that you're probably going to be running will be Bo-Katan, and most of you will have her high relics because of the Crate Dragon raid when that came out. Bo was very popular to take up for this. So if you go on hot utils, and that's what I've actually got, I'm going to be changing this, you actually have health and crit damage on her. Honestly guys, you don't really need that. It's nice, as you can see from her kit. She doesn't really have too much crit damage value. Really, the reason people are modding crit damage for her in general is because of her basic apply vulnerable, and obviously vulnerable makes you crit. So having more crit damage means more damage in general. Also, if you're running her lead, you're going to want crit damage because you're going to gain additional. But if you're running her under a bow team, guys, I'd honestly recommend you just run her with health sets. Just make her as bulky as possible. She's only in there to be the banner recovery because of her protection and health recovery, which is on her unique. So honestly guys, that's what I'd recommend. Just you can get the crit damage set on her, but you just don't really need it. Then if you're running Padawan, Sabine, Ren, I do honestly recommend this, guys. If you don't have Ahsoka, or if you're not planning on going Ahsoka for a while because she's quite expensive for a Galactic Legend for your R9s, then you might want to farm up Padawan Sabine and actually run her with Bow. Now you're going to be wanting to run a crit chance and offense set, guys. Now the weird thing about Sabine is the Zeta does nothing for Bow. However, the Omicron does a lot if you like Territory Wars, so you kind of got to weigh up whether that's worth it. But she's also relatively, if you're not going to do TW Omicron, she's relatively low investment to be running in that team anyway. As you can see, she gains counter chance, crit damage, crit chance. She's also going to be gaining Ancestral Resolve. So guys, the reason you're going to want to mod her for crit chance is because of her fallback tactic, which is going to remove 25% turn meter and an additional 5% per relic amplifier for each critical hit scored. So that is why you're going to want her to mod her for crit chance. Now I understand some people will be saying, well, Glurmit, why would you mod her for crit chance? She gains so much from her kit. If we actually go to her mastery, you can see it's critical chance. And if you do take Bow in against teams that have critical avoidance in the mastery, or if you take her in against teams that have mastery decreases, having that additional crit chance is just nice because it means you will be able to continue hitting that throughout the battle. And then we're going to finish off with Armorer, and I would just say mod Armorer how you would normally mod Armorer for C, because Armorer, I like the idea of Armorer in this team, but what you'll probably find, guys, is you just don't need Armorer in this team. Like, it's just too high investment for what you're doing. Padawan Sabine Renegade is high investment, but until people get Ahsoka, you don't really have a home for her, so she can go here. And Bo-Katan normally stays here. But if you do want to run Armorer, make Armorer nice and fast. Maybe a little bit of tenacity can be nice. High health, and you should be golden. I would say aim for around about 280 to 290 speed. If you can get higher, obviously that's great. The unique's going to be giving obviously Beskar, as we know. You got armor shreds there, you got assists, you got the signet, and then you got the basic. But it's nice to have some tenacity to avoid ability box. Alright guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hopefully you all learned something. This is how to mod the Bo-Katan team. I understand I haven't got the team up and running, but obviously once she's gear 12, I'll have all the mods in place, and hopefully the team will shine for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. My name is Glurmit, and as always, guys, have a glurming day.